Welcome back. My name is Steve Kirby. As I pointed out in our first video, people in public office at the local, state, and federal levels are required to take an oath of office in which they swear or affirm to support the United States Constitution. This is based on Article 6, Clause 3 of that Constitution, the Oaths Clause. The framers of the Constitution considered the Oaths Clause a way of integrating the original 13 states into a federal union. It was also a way of binding those taking that oath to abstain from all acts inconsistent with it and to observe the limits it placed on their authority. So taking an oath to support the Constitution is a way of providing common cause among different people, with each acknowledging that the same Constitution will uniformly guide and limit their actions. Taking such an oath also sends that same unifying message to those watching. The wording of this oath is specified in federal law. Title 5, Section 3331 of the United States Code provides that wording. I, state your name, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office on which I am about to enter. So help me God. Federal law requires the federal oath of office to be made without any purpose of evasion. So when one takes the federal oath of office, one is publicly agreeing to this requirement. And this requirement is implied in the swearing of oaths of office at all levels of government. However, as we saw in an earlier video, Islamic doctrine provides two specific ways in which evasion can occur at the same time the oath is being made. Islamic doctrine teaches that the silent intention of the oath maker determines the true meaning of the oath. This allows a Muslim to state one thing in the verbal oath, while his silent intentions can be completely different from what was intended by that oath. The listener would never know. Islamic doctrine also teaches that an oath can be invalidated even if it is being made by silently including the phrase inshallah, if Allah wills, in that oath. Again, the listener would never know. So with these two teachings of Islamic doctrine, a Muslim can silently evade the meaning of the federal oath of office at the same time that Muslim is repeating the words in that oath, and no one would know. With this in mind, let's review what else we have learned about Muslims taking an oath of office in the United States. The laws of Allah are always superior to man-made laws, and it is an act of disbelief, kufra, for a Muslim to enact and or follow man-made laws that are in conflict with the laws of Allah. For an oath to be valid under Islam, it must be sworn in the name of Allah or in the name of one of his attributes. When Muslims say the prescribed phrase, "So help me God," as part of their oath of office, they are actually referring to the Judeo-Christian God, not to Allah, the God of Islam. Therefore, according to Islamic doctrine, that oath is neither valid nor binding. Muslims might claim that they are personally referring to Allah when they say the words, "So help me God." But how can one swear to Allah, the God of Islam, that one will support a document consisting of man-made laws that in large part are in direct conflict with many of the commands of Allah and the teachings and example of his Prophet Muhammad? Muslims are allowed to break their oath if something better comes along, or if the oath creates a hardship for the Muslim. The expiation for breaking that oath could be as simple as fasting during the daytime for 3 days, and they don't even have to be consecutive days. An observer would never know why the Muslim was fasting, if the fasting was even noticed. When Muslims swear an oath of office at the state and local level without mentioning a deity, they are at best simply giving their own personal guarantee. This is a personal guarantee that their Prophet Muhammad said could be broken with minimal consequences. Holding one's hand on the Quran when taking an oath appears to give validity to that oath. However, according to Islamic doctrine, it is neither required nor prohibited and has nothing to do with determining the validity of an oath. These are serious considerations in terms of Muslim public officials taking an oath of office to support the U.S. Constitution. And I'd like to branch out into another area, the oath of allegiance that individuals take when they become United States citizens. Let's take a look at that oath and apply some of the teachings of Islam that we've just reviewed. Here is the entire oath. However, I would like to just concentrate on 3 phrases. Here is the first one. I will support and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States of America. As I have shown in previous videos, and will do again in others to come, there are irreconcilable conflicts between the US Constitution and major tenets of Islamic doctrine. So how can a Muslim stay true to Islam while swearing to support the Constitution? Here is the second phrase. I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. As we have seen, Islamic doctrine allows Muslims ways to silently evade the meaning of this phrase. Here is the third phrase, so help me God. A standardized text for the oath of allegiance did not appear in federal regulations until 1929. It included the phrase, so help me God, which is now optional. In 1929, the United States was a majority Judeo-Christian country. Therefore, as with the federal oath of office, the word God in this oath of allegiance must be understood in the context of the Judeo-Christian God, not Allah, the God of Islam. Therefore, according to Islamic doctrine, this oath is neither valid nor binding. We've applied teachings of Islam to taking oaths of office and the oath of allegiance with disturbing results. Keep in mind these same disturbing results can be found by examining oaths taken in other situations, such as in a court of law. I encourage you to look at the different oaths taken in your state and apply to them what Islam teaches about taking an oath. In the next video, we shall start going into detail about the conflict between Islamic doctrine and the United States Constitution. We will begin with the 13th Amendment to the Constitution, which prohibits slavery. But Muhammad was a slave trader who did not free his own slaves until the day before he died. And slavery is still allowed under Islam and considered to be a blessing for those so enslaved. I encourage you to post this video series on social media and tell your friends and conservative groups about these videos. Thank you, and I look forward to being with you again soon.